Well, hello, it's Saturday. I just got in from outside, taking the trash out, and at least the snow's kind of doing okay. It's melting some, so that's good. I know Mother was getting hungry, so you remember that pork loin that I cut up that I bought on sale, and I put in my packages, sealed them. Well, that's what I'm gonna use today, is pork loin. Okay, I just got that out, and what I did is I covered those with wax paper when I froze them. So now I'll rinse that off again with some baking soda water, and I'll be back. Okay, got my tea steeping here for our mom's and my tea. Now I'm gonna get me on this, I'm gonna make some pork fritters. So what I do is I take this and I'll cut it in thin pieces like that, just for the dinner tonight. So I'll do about probably three pork pieces. I do 4. Yeah, I'm not going to do more than 4 because we won't eat it. And I'll use that with get my knife washed off. I'll use that with something else. Keep this cleaned up a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to show this on here, but I've got my mortar and pestle. So I use my pestle, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on these, and I'm just going to beat these. When I get that done, I'll be back because it's so loud. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all, without making so much racket, I take my piece of pork and I put it down, and then I just beat it. Now this is a thicker piece. You got to get them thinner, but this was okay. But see how thin these pieces are. And they get big. You know, those are small pieces, but so then I didn't go ahead and salt them. I just thought, well, I'll do it. Now that one can be beat a little more, and then I'll put salt and pepper and seasoning on. Okay, so turned it over, and I get it on my cabinet, the other part of the cabinet, out from under the camera. And then what I'll do is I'll take some garlic powder. I'll just put this into the pot. Let's get these up to the sink so we don't get pork germs. Or I'm just going to put some garlic into that. I'm just going to kind of, you don't have to, just get it kind of on there. It's not anything, just big ordeal. Make sure you get it on each one. Get you some salt now. You want, and then pepper. Lord, don't forget the peppers, I always say. Right? Y'all know that. Then we'll just let them kind of just sit there a little bit and marinate. Just a hair. Okay, I got the pestle washed with antibacterial. All this, I get it cleaned up, so I know that I've got my antibacterial soap and everything. I've got it all done, so that I don't have to worry about anything getting contaminated. You never know nowadays. Ain't like when we used to have our slaughterhouses and never know. Okay, I'm gonna get this big gray skillet, and I'm gonna put some Crisco, cause y'all know Crisco's all I've got right now, and I still haven't been to the store. So let's just, Crisco is let's just see. I know it's a palm oil or something. Let's see. Soybean oil, palm oil. So it's made out of oils. Probably not the best for you, like olive oil, but I don't think it'll kill you using it just, well, a couple times, couple whatever. So let's just get that heated up. And I'm going to get flour and put on these. Okay, I'm going to get one of my clean covers here, so I don't get this all over my stove, because it's so easy to do for me. And I've got a little thing I got dates in, and so I'm going to get this grease up pretty hot. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of this pork. I'm just going to lightly dredge it in that flour on both sides, because I've already garlicked it and peppered it, and you want to get that pretty good on there. Dredge it pretty good. And put that down in there. So then you want to put those down in that. We call it chicken fried. We're going to chicken fry this. So those will make some good pork patties. Kind of beat that flour down into your meat so that it gets pretty well done. There's a big piece. We'll put 4 in there, and then I'll cook these others. Get that off my hands. See what I'm going to do before I get it off my hands. I'm going to go ahead and do these. Then I'll have them ready to go in. Just lay them down to the side and get this down in there. So we can get those dredges in there and not have to worry about it. Let them just set into that. Let them just set into there. Put a pan there. Get this up. Now I can rinse my hands. Get that old stuff off there. Okay. Now. Oh, well, let me get one of my, I'm gonna get a fork so I can check this, get this off of the stove. I don't want it. That being new grease, you know, they're gonna be not brown as good as. Now you can push them up there and go ahead and put these other pieces in there. Get those. Let's turn that up because you don't want your grease to get too cool. Now we'll fry that, let that fry until I get them crispy and brown. Okay, I'm going to try to get over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these grand biscuits in there because I don't. I'm just going to put these on my little biscuit plate, little tray. I only got 4. And I'll put them close together and then they'll rise up. So I didn't want to make biscuits, so I'm going to put these in the oven at 400. For about, I'll put them on convection, so 15 minutes probably. And see how that's browning up there? Y'all can see how that's browning. It's so soft, so tender. Now these make good. We're going to just turn that down to get it down. See how that, yeah. I'll take that out so we can make our gravy. See, those are beautiful pork fritter patties. Anybody likes these pork fritters, I like these. These are really good. So now we've got our grease, and I think that's a little too much grease. So let me pour some in my bucket here. I don't want to pour it all in there. It'll start smoking because I dripped some. Okay, there we go. Let me get some more flour. Get some flour. We don't want a whole bunch of gravy in that. Let's just put some flour, a little salt, pepper, Let's start and make sure you get this flour fried. If not, you don't fry that flour down to where it's in existence. You want that to get fried. It'll be lumpier and all get out. So that's pretty good there. You get some milk. We'll get some milk out of here and pour that in it. Get you some milk. We don't want a whole bunch. Get that in there. Let me get a spoon here. Start mixing this. One of the cats, she wants in, she wants out. She wants in, she wants out. See how that's starting to pick up? Have to make sure that you got that flour cooked, because you don't want your lumpy gravy. Nobody likes lumpy gravy. Now we'll turn it back up just a little bit till we can get that mixed in there. There we go. See how it's a bubbling on the side there? That's what you want. See how it's sticking up? That's a good gravy. Let's turn our flour off. See how that's a bubbling? See how it's thickening? There you go. There's some gravy. Alright. Now if it gets too thick, just add some hot water to it. Told y'all that before. All you gotta do is just add some hot water. I go around the outer edge. That's some good gravy there. So now we'll set that here. Let me get my pan without burning myself. I'll set it right here and kind of get this kind of cleaned up. Okay, I got me a pan out here. I'm gonna get some butter and put a big old scoop of butter in there. Let that get around in that pot there. Now I'll put a little celery, just a little celery seed in it, not a whole lot. Alright, what I've done is I'll show you in just a minute. I'm going to drain a little bit of this. I'm going to drain just a little juice off of this white hominy. And I'm going to put that in with my butter and my little bit of spice there. We'll let this cook down just a little garlic, not much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We got that on high, so we'll cook our hominy down. Now you know hominy is corn, so I debated on having butter beans or hominy, so I've decided I want to have hominy today. Now that's just when I take corn, when we used to take corn and soak it in a lye solution, the hulls come off and that corn swells up and makes hominy. So we'll let that cook down pretty good there, and I'll get the biscuits out and then we'll be ready almost to eat. I'll probably peel an onion. Okay, I'm going to cut my onion. I'm going to put it in this ice cold water here. Chill that onion down. Makes it more crispy, and got that done. Alright, let's check this hominy. Should be cooking down to where it's kind of a. See what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a hair. Put just a hair of cheese in this. So I can get the cheese open. I want just a handful of cheese in that hominy, and that'll bring that on, kind of give it it looks good, and it kind of thickens that up a little, so you can dip it. So now you got a cheesy hominy. Okay. I think, what else do we need? Oh, I've got to make some tea for our glass, and then we'll check the biscuits. Let me check them first. All right. Let me get them biscuits. Here we go. Let me check them. Let me cook them. Let them sit there and cook just a few more minutes. We cook those just a few more minutes. So see how that thickened that up? That hominy, canned hominy, and it gave it a good. So if you don't like hominy too much, which I do, I like it. All right, now we'll just give us some cold ice water and some ice out of our dispenser. Okay. Let me get my little tea pitcher here, and I'm going to put make my tea in this with my ice. I'll put a little bit of this sweetener in there. Just a hair of sweetener. Since that's that stevia, it don't take but just a drop. Just a drop of that. If you want to, you can put your pure cane sugar in it. But Mom and I don't need it, so we'll just have. And I'm just gonna make some little pitcher of iced tea there. There we go. So we got our tea done. We got our gravy. We got our pork fritters and all that done. Hominy, see, that's cooling off, so that'll get a little thicker. Let me check the biscuits, see if they got a little more done inside. We're going to have to try them because I don't want to get them too burnt. Let's just try it that way and see. Now we've got our biscuits done, and that's what we're going to have. We get this tea out of the way, and I'll make a little quick plate. Mama's plate real quick. We get get one of the blue Danubes. I'll just make the blue Danube. Let's get her a biscuit. Oh, they're hot, 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 hot. She probably won't eat two, but we're gonna put one there at least. Now, see how that gravy kind of got thick? I'll show you what to do. Hold on. Let me get the biscuits out of the way. And then we put this back on here. Too little of a kitchen, too little of a kitchen. And I'm just going to get a little glass of hot water out of my dispenser. I'll just get a little glass of water, turn my fire on low, and just put my hot water in there. And then just add that around, let it heat up a little bit. And then that'll get that glaze off of the gravy. Because I made the gravy. Sometimes I have to though. I have to make it when I have a chance. I could have done it at the last, but I didn't. So now this gravy's fine. Be just fine. You just kind of whip it a little bit. And then you'll have some good gravy. Put a little more water. Because you don't want it too thick, you know. That'll whip on up there. And now that I've added that water, that'll stay good for a while without glazing over. It usually does. Now then, let's go ahead and get us a pork fritter. Probably this one for her. And we'll do the gravy on the, see that's starting to bubble now, so you don't want to, we'll just put our gravy on there. And put a little gravy on the pork fritter. We'll get some of the, see how that's sticking on up there, the hominy. We'll just go ahead and get the hominy right there. Usually I like a little to try to see how that's, I'll turn that burner on just a minute, but that'll get that gravy. Now then. Okay, now take it off. That's what we're going to have for lunch. Pork fritter, biscuit and gravy, and hominy. And that's all we need, you know. And a glass of iced tea. Can't beat the iced tea, y'all. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. Bye-bye.